Okay, we are going to try this again. Hopefully the sound comes through this time. So we will begin opening our service autopilot. Logging in. So the first thing, as always, want to make sure you do is clock in. So you just hit the little square button, get clocked in. And then one way to view the bulk job notes is over here in the top right hand corner. If you just tap the upside down triangle and hit view job notes, it'll show all the job notes for each under. So like this one has subject test, it's the test subject. It has notes for its pre-emergent and its 221 mileage post-emergent. And then if there was another client, one of our other clients would have its notes, and then another client would have its notes. So where this will get really handy is if, on our touch-ups or our broadleafs or maybe in some of the Bonneville districts, if there's a certain kind of chemical that needs to be taken along with you, you just view these job notes before you leave the shop, and you'll be able to see that. Another thing I'll mention that if your iPad's running a little weird or you can't do the certain thing you want to do, just tap 3 times up into My Schedule, 3 or 4 times, hit clean, and then hit resync. Basically, it'll just resync with the main computer server. So let's go ahead and get started here. We've got to check both of those. Hit save. A couple different ways you can look at maps is either over here in the camera button, you can hit the camera, hit view attachments, and the attachments would be there. That's pretty quick. Or you can tap on the client name, hit view client, and then the attachments are down there. That's a couple different ways. And then same way with starting and stopping jobs. You can either do it by hitting the green start job and selecting whichever one you want, or you can just tap on the little square underneath whichever job it is. So like we'll just start with 113 pre-emergent. We'll tap the square. There's the notes to read again. You don't have to check them this time. You already did that. Hit save. And you notice your little square is all lightened up. And so we will go ahead and do log chemical usage for the residential pre-emergent. So you hit log chemical usage underneath that one. And it brings up some chemicals that I have created for that one. So we'll use the normal residential pre-emergent. And it will pull the mix. You'll see there is Esplanade at 5, frequency at 5, and Alligari at 6 ounces per 40 gallons. So it will pull based off of last year's pre-emergent acres for like residential pre-emergent. It'll pull how much it thinks you need to spray. So if nothing changed and you sprayed 40 gallons again, you don't really need to do anything except for add glyphosate, which I'll show you to do in a second. But say you sprayed, 2 acres, so now you need to change the 40 to 80. And then you add glyphosate or any other chemicals that you may have used in that mix. You would add with the plus sign. You can either scroll down or just type in Blistar Plus and go over here and hit edit and put in your application rate. So 40 gallons per 1 acre, 16 ounces per 40 gallons. And then you can type in how many ounces used. If you're adding an individual product, we need to know how many ounces used, not gallons. If it's a mix, obviously it's how many gallons you used, but it's just this. So 16 times 2 is obviously 32 ounces liquid, and spray truck broadcast is important. So then just fill out this weather conditions. Say it's 40 degrees, wind speed is 7, and wind direction is southwest. And then obviously, like if you used a backpack, you sprayed, some backpack. Right here's residential planter bed pre-emergent, and you could enter the gallons there if you use that. So we did not just say we didn't use that. So we can back out, and you can either hit the red stop button or the square, either one to stop the job. Yes, it is complete. And now it'll pop up a residential form. So this is not anything to do with we have two different forms, a residential and then a commercial. So let's say we sprayed in Yakima, we sprayed with W8, it was sunny. Temperature was, the only reason I'm doing this temperature is because for some reason it's not pulling the data from the other job, or from that other screen, but I need to go ahead and fill out that other temperature in the bottom of the chemical tracking to be able to get everything to sync right. So the pre-emergent acres, if you remember right, would be 2. So now next year when you come to do this job, it should autofill and say 80. That way, maybe it'll be easier for you. Here's problem weeds. This here will be more for touch-up. So here's your touch-up acres, your total kill acres, your broadleaf acres. And if you're out doing a broadleaf, you type in 5, 10, 1, whatever. And touch-up acres. Here's the weeds you could use, put down during touch-up. If there's something different, just put it down here in the weed species target. Down here, if you were spraying a pasture and it was heavily infested with buttonweed, you could type in buttonweed or chicory and hit save. And then select the applicator. And if for some reason you're out of the state, this will more apply probably to commercial work, but possibly some residential. So Idaho, Oregon, Montana license numbers need to go down in here. Right now we have the Washington numbers already synced in Cerberus Autopilot right now. So that is that. Hit save, and it should be done. So then we'll go ahead and clock into the 221 mileage and show you how to do the commercial one. So it started. We'll go ahead and hit log chemical usage. And here's some mixes, but I'm not totally sure. We'll just go ahead and use these. Yakima County sensitive, Hellfire 4 per 20 gallons, Justified 4 per 20 gallons, Lysar 64. So let's just say we use 500 gallons of that, and non-sensitive we use, say, 250 gallons. Down here in the conditions, wind speed, wind direction, I think we still need to fill this out. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to fill it out right now, just because it may not need to. So unless you hear otherwise from me, actually just don't fill that out unless you hear otherwise from me, because in the form there's another way to fill out the weather conditions, because we want to be able to put a range of temperature in, or a range of wind speed, or a range of wind direction for these commercial jobs, because you're working at it all day. You don't really want to try to guess that it was, say that it was 7 mile an hour all day, when really in the morning it was only 1, and it might have gusted to 7 a few times. So that's that. Again, if you need to add chemical, hit the plus button up at the top. Back out of it. Hit stop job. Yes, it's complete, and it'll pull up a form for that. Hit the counties. You could say Yakima. Say it's forestry. You could put in multiple: Thurston, Pierce, whatever. And then truck numbers, you could do multiple here. I was going to show you on the other one too. You could do multiple. So say you was, with W2 and W22, you was doing some nurse truck work or something. Temperature, you could do 55 to 75. Wind speed could be 2 to 5, north, northeast type of deal. And again, you can do sunny and clear, sunny and partly cloudy. Acres sprayed. This is your total acres sprayed for the day. For Yakima County, this will be your total acres that you sprayed for the entire day, not per unit. We'll get to that in a little bit. So, say total acres sprayed is 56 acres. Billable hours and miles. This is what Eric or Aaron or me or if you know if the commercial contract is billed by the hour or by the mile, then this is what you put in there. Some of them are billed by the hour, so you could put 5 hours, or we could put 5 hours, or you could put 125 miles total. Job notes here, there's a little question mark button that can help you with that, but basically this is substation sprayed and the acres broke out, county units sprayed and the acres and the chemical broke out. In Yakima County they want that one, chemical and miles broke out, and township and range, and that's like from the forestry. So job notes, we would just do Yakima County, say it'd be like L5. You can do this a couple different ways, but you can just do like L5, say dash 35 miles, comma, say 5-star 129 ounces, and say justified say 38 ounces, something like that. And then you could do like the say the Columbia sub, and you sprayed 25 acres, or township range down here, whatever. Hit save, and again, just applicator and the out-of-state Washington license number if needed. So you hit save, you're clocked out. That should be good. If you get to the screen and you don't oh man, I need to go back and edit something, not a big deal. You can either hit all my jobs or hit the little menu button on the left and find my schedule, hit all my